bucket, the follow by Saddiq Bey.
Welcome back to the show. Cam Smith, Tim Doyle, breaking down these prospects for the NBA draft class. And Tim, we talked about Obi Toppin being 22. Let's focus in on a guy that's a year younger than Obi, and he's 21-year-old Saddiq Bey out of Villanova. What is it about this program and Jay Wright? They just continue to produce outstanding forwards that are able to translate their games from the college level to the NBA level. Where's the factory in Philly? Where is it?
And I think that GMs feel comfortable bringing in a Villanova player because they're going to have high basketball IQ. They're going to understand the game. They're going to take care of their business. But yeah, that factory, look at the NBA now. Ryan Arcidiacono, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, Miles Bridges, Eric Paschall. Like, all those guys get quality minutes. And a guy like Saddiq Bey, I think he's going to be a plug and play D and 3 type of player.
Tim, let's focus in on Saddiq Bey. You talk about him being a 3 and D guy, and at 6'8", he was able to knock down shots, and that's what I love about his game. He hit 45% of his threes, and let's check out that shooting form, that shot. It's a little slow, maybe a little unorthodox, but the result is it goes in the rim. And if you can make shots in the NBA, you can have a long career.
Yeah, I mean, basically just run to the corner. Your point guard's going to play pick and roll with your big. If the big has an advantage, there's going to be help. And then can you make that three? If you can, there's a place in the NBA for you. Like, because the game is played that way and they need guys that can do something, and he can do it really well. You talked about that percentage. I mean, nearly 50% from three. That's crazy to think about. When I talk to scouts, here's their biggest concern when you watch this play. This is excellent ball movement. They are concerned his shot is flat. Meaning, the higher you shoot it, the better percentage it has to go in. And his shot is flat. And now with the line being pushed back when he goes to the NBA, is the shot going to be as reliable as it was at Villanova? Because it was really reliable at Villanova.
100%, Tim. Can he get enough arc? Can he get it off in enough time? But one of the keys to Saddiq Bey's skill set, especially offensively, why he averaged 16 points per game, is that he doesn't have any wasted movements with the basketball. And that's just with the system that Jay Wright runs at Villanova. They run a lot of NBA pro sets. You saw in the previous play, one-on-one isolation, face the guy up, turn and knock that shot down. But this is just simple work. Quick jab in, come off that down screen, and gets set up for a four-point play. And that's a pro-level game that I love to see. And we saw it when Mikal Bridges was at Villanova. Josh Hart was there, Jalen Brunson. Those guys didn't waste movements to score the basketball.
Yeah, I mean, the way that this guy kind of understands how to get open, there's an art to that. Like, there's an art to, like, getting yourself open. This is just a good basketball play. So you're not going to get – not everybody's going to be able to have a 44-inch vertical. Like, that's God-given ability. So it's like, all right, you got to be a basketball player here. Like, make a play. Like, good job with your footwork. That's just an understanding and a feel. We know what you're going to do. You're a specialist. Like, you're going to have to bang down threes at the next level. Like, you can't just do that as well. Like, you got to have a little more. And he has just enough, in my eyes, to still be a first-round pick. I'm thinking late in the first round. Like, when they say shooter, like, you still got to do something else on the basketball court.
Yeah, you say first-round pick. I can see him going first round, but I could see him going second round as well, maybe higher in the second round. When that round starts. But Saddiq Bey, whoever drafts this young man, is going to get a guy that, again, at 21 years old, knows himself, knows his game, understands spacing, will be able to give you production at the NBA level. For Saddiq Bey, Tim, on the defensive side of the basketball at 6'8", that's going to be one of the toughest positions height-wise and also position-wise that he's going to have to defend at the next level. You're thinking about guys like Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, that he's going to have to match up against. So let's look at him on the defensive side of the basketball and some areas that he'll need to be able to improve. We saw some good things at Villanova last year, but we also saw some things that gave him challenges, and this is one right here.
Yeah, I think just overall strength. I mean, when you list off those guys, Cam, this is no disrespect to Saddiq Bey. Nobody can guard those guys, Cam. I hate to break it to you. They can't even guard each other. That's how good they are from an offensive standpoint. But I think your point is, like, you got to put on strength because you're going to have to guard them. Like, when I watch his game, a few guys stand out to me, like Jay Crowder, Torian Prince. Like those guys are 3 and D guys at the next level. And I think Crowder's probably stronger and Prince is maybe a little longer, a little more wiry. Like you got to figure out like what type of defender you're going to be, because you can't just be one dimensional as far as making shots. Like you need to be a reliable, capable defender. And in practice every day, Villanova's been so talented with so many guys at the next level. Like he was challenged, but I think this is an area that he's going to have to keep improving on.
100%. You talk about the strength, and strength leads to resistance on the defensive side of the basketball. If you can provide some resistance, and of course, like you said, nobody's stopping Jason Tatum when he makes his mind up and he wants to go get a bucket. Same thing with Paul George and Kawhi. Those guys are professional scorers at the highest level. But if you're Saddiq Bey and you want to make some bones about yourself in the NBA and get some minutes, you have to show that you can defend the basketball. This situation right here, he was never in the stands. We know this is basketball players playing at the college level, Tim. If you're not in the stands, you're already beat. And that guard took advantage of him right there in that situation. But here he is off the ball, and what can allow him to get more minutes on the court is his activity. You see that? He's super active, gets that deflection, and gets the possession back for Villanova. That's a way where you can open eyes up for these NBA coaches and these GMs who want to draft and take a chance on the guy that's 21 and the 3-and-D guy.
I actually think he's more helped by not having a combine, by not going through individual workouts. Because when you shoot nearly 50% from 3 at the college level, like GMs know what he's going to be able to do. Like they know he's going to be able to knock down shots. The combine might have exposed him because he's not a freak athlete. He's not like you could just see it on tape. Like he's going to have to rely on feel more so than athleticism. So I think in this case, he's actually helped by no individual workouts and no combine.
Intangibles are a big thing with Saddiq Bey, Tim. We looked at him on the offensive side, the defensive side, but let's look at these intangibles that he has that are a little bit sneaky when you think of his athleticism, but also his passing. He's able to make plays for others, and that's a big reason why Villanova has been so successful with their wing players, because they have guys like Saddiq Bey that are threats when they attack the lane, because they can score, but they can also dish it, as Saddiq did right here on to Karazi.
Yeah, and try to kind of imagine yourself as a GM and you have a pick late in the first round. There's almost a security if you take a Villanova player, because you're just like, all right, they're just going to get it. Like, think about the guys that are in the NBA right now. We listed them earlier, whether it's Arcidiacono or Hart or Miles Bridges or Pascal. Like, those guys just get it. They understand, like, what's a good shot and what's not. And that's hats off to Jay Wright. That's just that Villanova culture that scouts talk about. And now with no combine, no workout, like you're just going to rely on, like Jay has taught them the quote unquote right way. That's kind of funny. That's his name. How to play. Tell me this, Cam. Jay Wright used to write me letters all the time when he was the head coach of Hofstra. Then he gets the Villanova job and he like, who this? Like, that's not cool, coach. I'm still mad about that.
Tim, you gotta be a day one, man. You weren't a day one. So when Jay Wright got the glow up at Villanova from Hofstra, and no disrespect to Hofstra, he's like, yo, I tried to get Tim Doyle in there. You didn't want me. So now when he answers the phone or he looks at that number, he's like, who this? No, I'm hanging up. Let's get back to Saddiq Bey and talk about these intangibles that he has. And this is him with that sneaky athleticism that I alluded to earlier, where he doesn't get checked out on the offensive side, and he just goes right to the rim. And it's the timing, but also the basketball IQ. And this comes from just knowing your teammates, right? You have to be able to time that and know that when guys make certain moves or when they do certain things, the ball might roll off the rim at a certain time or area, and I can go get it. And that's what Saddiq does.
Yeah, and I think if you're just like a common person, like we're talking about how he's not athletic and stuff, and then you watch this, you're like, he's dunking on people. But it's like at that next level, which you and I didn't break through, we were just Division I players, like you got to have like at least some sort of athleticism, because everybody else is like literally jumping in the basket. I think a plug and play D&3 type player, I think he'd have a very long career. I think the big thing for him is, can he guard at the next level? Because he could certainly shoot nearly 50% from 3. But Jay Wright, Not going to forget that. You have my number. I'm still expecting that call, even though 20 years later.
Hey, at least you were getting calls from Jay Wright. I didn't get anything like that, man. So that's another level than what I was on. That's another edition of Tape Don't Lie. My guy Tim Doyle, Cam Smith, thanks for rocking with us and looking at these prospects for the upcoming NBA draft class.